Thank you. It's my absolute honour to welcome you all to the ceremony for the School Librarian of the Year. And attending tonight, we have delegates from the SLA weekend course, which is happening over this weekend, guests for the SLYA ceremony, and of course, this year's School Librarian of the Year honour list. Thank you all so much for coming. Today has been such a brilliant day for the SLA. You know, we've launched our weekend course, and I have found it so rejuvenating and so it really rebuilding my energy. And I think I said something very similar last year, but I promise you it is still true. Our president, Richard Gerver, and our chair, Sue Bastone, both said this morning that this past 18 months has been unlike any other. They have been challenging, scary, emotionally overwhelming. They have changed school library roles almost beyond description, removed many of the moments that remind you why you do this job on a day-to-day basis, and eroded many of those relationships that provide those special moments, whether it's with library helpers, regular borrowers, or regular library users, because the two aren't always the same after all. And yet, this sector has combated, engaged, and continued to deliver to the best of their ability the services which they know are having an impact, whether that's reading, delivering EPQ, running book clubs, and supporting the school as a whole. Your efforts and challenges have not gone unappreciated or unnoticed. The digital offering in school libraries has never been greater, and yet there are still those who view school libraries as being stuck, generally in whichever era they happen to have gone to school, as so often happens when talking about education. Over the past year, new skills have been learned, new platforms have been navigated. We're doing that quite a lot ourselves, and new ways of working have been found. And yet I know that there are school library staff who haven't had this experience. They were unable to support their school communities in the way they would have wanted, because either they were put on furlough or because the infrastructure wasn't capable. You can't work from home if your library management system is hosted locally. You can't suggest reading materials if you're not allowed access to the virtual learning environment. And this lacking infrastructure isn't just technical. So much of the time, it comes down to the support that exists around the school library, the level of understanding, of funding, of empowerment. And tonight I'm asking those of you within the sector to be bolder, and those of you outside of the sector to continue to support us. We really need to think about what we can do to support education as we emerge from this situation. Within the charity sector and wider, there is much talk of building back better. I'd really like to start a discussion about how school libraries can do this too. We have much to offer our colleagues in education with the challenges they are facing, but we need to be clear, we need to speak in their terms. There is talk of a new vision for education, and as Richard says in his latest TSL article, a period of enlightenment follows a period of darkness. But I don't think we can just accept that that's going to happen. We need to create the enlightenment by having awkward conversations, seeing where change can happen, and being open to change ourselves. Schools will be under huge amounts of pressure over the next few years, attempting to catch everybody up, while at the same time not doing further damage to the well-being of our young generations. It seems to me that the past year, particularly, as well as commentary coming from the business sector, shows that we need an educational experience which builds independent learning, curiosity, resilience, well-being, and a sense of self and joy. Many of these topics have been discussed on our course today. That is a vision which school libraries can deliver, and we need to be proud about our role in supporting teaching staff and the whole school community. School libraries are well placed to deliver this because they intersect with every year group, every subject, and every cohort within them. And yet our magic lies in seeing the individual and creating opportunities for them to excel and for them to grow, whether that's by building a love of reading or helping them deliver a project. all those incidental conversations that happen in the library at break time or after school. And tonight, we are celebrating the magnificent work of 4 librarians in particular, and sharing their stories as a glimpse into the often unseen work of a school librarian. It is fitting that this ceremony comes in the middle of our leading school libraries, library school sector, weekend course, as all the honour list are creating change and impact in their school, and as a result of their work, will be leading the sector. We will celebrate through the uncertainty. We will shine a light on best practice and positive news to inspire all, enlighten the unaware, and embolden others in the sector. I would like to thank the Foyle Foundation and Macmillan Children's Books for their continuing support over the past quite difficult couple of years, as well as all of the companies who gave prizes for the honour list, and we will come back to them. The judges have also had a tougher time than usual, and a huge thanks goes to them across both years for all of their efforts and dedication in continuing to support this award. The process of the School Librarian of the Year has been interrupted, but there was ongoing work in the background